Hello, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As you all know, this is Empower with Umazi, and every day I bring you a new, inspiring, beautiful stories of beautiful women on my show. Today is not an exception. I have such a strong, beautiful woman. I want to give her the opportunity to introduce herself, and then stay tuned for her inspiring stories.
Wow, thank you, Mazi, for welcoming me to your show. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
My
you.
name, I am Amina Ali Juma. I
Mhm.
am a clinical officer who has specialized in mental health and psychiatry. Currently, I'm attached at Kilifi County and Referral Hospital, where
Wow.
I my specialty.
Wow. I can't stop smiling. I can't just stop smiling. This is like how much I'm so excited to hear like your story. But again, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud and inspired by your journey. Just to take you back a little, tell me how was it growing up?
Ah, I was raised by a single parent, my mother. My dad passed on. So I went to primary school, from one school to another due to some financial challenges. Then I went to South the Sea High School where we schooled together. I think you've forgotten.
You've been part of my life, Amina. I truly, truly, and I mean this. You've been part of my life since the first we crossed path until now, until to date. I cannot forget.
Yes. Then from South the Sea High School, I went to Kenya Medical Training College. I was aspiring to be a doctor, but because of challenges of here and there, I didn't get the good grades to take me to a medical school to do the bachelor's in medicine. So I ended
Yeah.
up doing clinical medicine as a substitute for what I wanted. So it wasn't that easy. It's the same story. When you
Mhm.
move from one school to another, you're being told there's no vacancy here, you have to give a lot of money, you have to do this and this. So I heard of KMTC Mombasa, whereby people were we were the pioneers. So you're just told stories from one person to another. Okay, there's this school, they're offering clinical medicine. Let's go and join. That's when where I ended up at Mombasa MTC. That's where I ended up meeting you and
Again.
some of Akina Stella and so many of us there. Yes, so I did my clinical medicine there for 3.5 years
Mhm.
until I graduated. Around 2019, that's when I got employed by the county government of Kilifi.
Mhm.
So when I was there, I was really aspiring to further my studies more and more and more. But because of challenges, when I got that opportunity, I said, this is where I am going to focus on. So I ended up doing my higher national diploma in clinical medicine and surgery, mental health and psychiatry.
I know like the beginning was not as easy as you mentioned, but like how far you've come. You even like you're sitting down and you're like, I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of you. And I know your mom is proud of you. I know your family is proud of you. And it's so nice to see that you kept on, you never gave up. You kept on pushing on and pushing on. And I remember we were together in South Sea. It was rough. It was rough. But we pushed on, and meeting you again in college was just so beautiful. Knowing, reconnecting again, even in your professional world, in your new career, has been always beautiful. And seeing you blossom into just this beautiful, strong, and career woman. So
Yeah,
living in college, I remember like living like as you mentioned, a lot of people when you graduate, you live with a lot of expectations, right?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know that when you graduate, there's a job left for you, and we were pioneers in our class, so there was very little
yeah.
we knew. I think myself, I just hosted Stella in the show, and I know she's
Mm,
the one who reached out because she's been my childhood friend, and she's the one who reached out and like, hey, Esther, there's this college, they're offering this. So we didn't know
yeah.
much about it. We didn't have a lot of people to ask. So how was it for you after graduation? And as you mentioned briefly that you tarmacked here and there, but after graduation, because you graduated with a lot of expectations, like how was it for you after that, and even up to finding yourself now, you know what, I want to go to psychiatry.
Okay. When I graduated, I had a lot of expectations, like I'm going to get a job, I'm going to be
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
clinical officer or a doctor. So
Yeah.
I expected that I'm going to get a job that is well paying and I'm going to be comfortable. Like I'm going to have a soft life. But my
Yeah.
friend, that was not the reality that took place.
Mhm. Mhm.
I started tamaking from one job to another. Because immediately I graduated, I got married.
Wow,
So
that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
yes, I got married. And when I got married, the first few years, my husband was like, okay, now that we are husband and wife, you're not supposed to work. You're supposed to be my wife for some time before you start looking for some jobs to do. And then I
Mhm.
said, no. After all the hurdles that I've been through, how can I just be seated at home? So I started challenging my partner. And then I told him, no, now we have to sit down and talk because
Mhm.
what I've been through, I cannot just let it pass. We have to work and
Right.
support each other.
Right.
So I we talked and he agreed and I started tamaking now. Connections from one colleague to another. There is this job, come and apply. I go and apply.
Mhm.
So I started working as in a private hospital, private clinic, in fact, owned by
Mhm.
one of the gynecologists.
Mhm.
So I worked there. The pay was a peanut, but because you are getting some experience, I said,
Yeah.
okay, let me just hang on here as I look for a better
Mhm.
one. So from there,
Right.
I was employed by an NGO, International Center for Reproductive Health, ICRH, as a clinical officer
Mhm.
working with key population. So I worked there for some times while doing research for the key populations until 2019, not 2019, until around 2012. That's when I
Yeah.
was employed by Bomu Hospital
Mhm. Oh,
in the
boom.
HIV department.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, comprehensive care clinic. So I worked there dealing with patients who are HIV positive and other duties.
Yeah.
So I stayed there for up until around 2019.
Mhm.
That is when I attended an interview. I was shortlisted and I got a job immediately after my maternity. after
Wow.
my as my maternity leave was ending, that's when I got just a small text saying, "Come for your appointment later." That was the
Wow.
biggest surprise of my life because that is what I've been dreaming for, to work either in a county government or in a national government. So
Yeah.
I just
Congratulations.
jumped to it. I went and gave out my resignation and jumped to the other job. That is where now my journey started. I
Mhm.
worked in outpatient department from 2019 until 2022. Yeah,
Mhm.
2022. Before
Mhm.
2022, around 2021, I applied for the course of mental health and psychiatry.
Yeah.
I got the job, but I was not released by the county government of Kilifi. They told me maybe you try next time. So I tried the following year. I didn't get, I
Wow.
didn't get tired of applying. So I applied
Mhm.
again the following year, and I was admitted. I got a release from the county government, and that's where I ventured into psychiatry. And
Nice.
there are some things that really motivated me to do the psychiatry. Most of
Mhm.
my patients which I was seeing at outpatient department were people who came with issues of mental health, issues of depression, issues of anxiety. And I remember it was during the COVID-19 period time. So people were coming in with a lot of issues, and I was trying my best to handle them, but I still felt that I can do more to these
Yeah.
more patients. Yeah. So that's when I got that passion of wanting to help them more than what I was doing at that time.
Mhm.
So when I went into psychiatry department, as I was studying, I came to understand my patients more. So my passion for psychiatry grew more and more and more
Wow. Yeah.
until I graduated, and I'm now a specialist and I'm proudly working as one.
I know, I'm proud of you too. You're helping so many people. And I know you mentioned something that is very critical, in which in our culture it has not been embraced fully, which is mental health. So a lot of people don't really feel mental health is an issue. Like it's just like, oh well, you're not feeling well, you're not feeling, sit up, get up and just cheer up, and that's the end of the story. But mental health is real, and a lot of people are struggling with mental health. So every time I hear people helping or working in the health industry, especially with mental health, I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
at least someone is making a difference. So thank you for doing that. Uh, so now I want to jump into the cultural bit a little bit, just touch a little bit. So you graduated and you got married. Was it something that was what you wanted? Was it something that was cultural expectation, or was it something that, hey, you've been arranged here with your husband? Like, how was that for you? If you care sharing.
Okay, I thank God mine was a love marriage.
Thank you.
Yes, it wasn't an arranged thing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I
Yes,
know,
it was
like,
an arranged marriage, though
mhm.
I think we didn't even get to go for my diploma graduation. I think you can even remember that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes, because at the time I was graduating was the time I was getting married. Now,
Mm-hmm.
because my husband now had already come to our family and asked for my hand in marriage, and my parents had agreed. So that is
Yeah.
when I was told, now you can't go to for your graduation. You have to get married on this date. So I
Mm-hmm.
missed my graduation, and I promised myself that I must go to school again and graduate and wear that crown.
It's a
And I thank
beautiful
God I
feeling.
accomplished that.
Congratulations for that. I'm happy. I'm happy and proud that at least you fulfilled your desire. You did
Yes.
your desire,
Mm.
which is
Though
good.
now doing psychiatry, as you've said, it's
Yeah.
something that has not been really embraced. At least now, as time goes by, people with more sensitization, people are trying to embrace it. But before then, while I was telling my in charge that now I am applying for psychiatry, I remember my in charge telling me, no, please go and do oncology. Oncology fits better for you. Don't do psychiatry. I said,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now, if I'm getting discrimination from now, how about when I have specialized? Hmm?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I still, because I had grown passion and I had seen a lot of gap, so I
Mm-hmm.
decided, okay, let me just go. I am not going to listen
Mm-hmm.
to anyone else. I have focused
Mm-hmm.
myself to do psychiatry. I will do psychiatry.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Nice.
was my stand.
Yes, because I was going to ask the same thing. Like, what was the challenge? Like, did you face any challenges wanting to do psychiatry? Number one, as a woman. Number two, how was it received, even by colleagues, by your supervisor, by the community, or by your own family? Like, oh, I want to do psychiatry, because a lot of people look at psychiatry as you're going to deal with people with, who are mentally ill, and it's not even funny, but like that's how it's perceived. Like, it's not perceived as I can get mental depressed, I can get depressed, I can be having anxiety, and I will need psychiatric support. People will be like, oh, this one is going to work in Portrees, and that's it. So a lot of people don't embrace it. How was it for you? Like, what are some of the challenges that you have faced, or during your profession?
Okay, I can state even from as I told my family that I am going to do psychiatry, everyone was like, okay, please just choose another course. You are better
Wow.
than that.
Yeah.
Psychiatry does not fit you. Go and do something like oncology. Go and do something like, go and be a surgeon. Because
Mm-hmm.
they felt I was more capable than doing just mental health and
Right.
psychiatry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was from my
It was not
family. And
good enough.
from, yeah, and from my colleagues, my workmates, still that was the same story. When you go
Mm.
and do psychiatry, you're going also to be a crazy person. So don't do
Yeah.
psychiatry, because if you deal with them, you're also going to be crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
I told myself, now I have to do this thing so that to remove all these notions from them that psychiatry can be done by anyone else and you don't have to go and be crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was the first challenge. Another challenge was, now that I was going to do my higher national diploma at Nairobi. My family is in Mombasa. I faced a lot of challenges trying to make sure I'm balancing all those, the school life, marriage life. There are children here. All are looking up to you. I
Wow.
even remember there was some time I got I can say mild depression,
Yeah,
but
I can
because of
imagine because it can be a lot.
it was very stressful,
Yeah.
very to be away from home. You are in class, you're being called. Okay, now your baby is sick,
Mm-hmm.
and you're miles away. It was
Mm-hmm.
really challenging, but I thank God. I
Mm-hmm.
remember I told myself, okay, you are in the right place. And the more lessons I get, it's like the lessons are teaching myself.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I was feeling like, okay, this lesson I am learning today, it fits me well. So it's
Mm-hmm.
better I continue with the same cause. And I thank God I
Wow.
managed.
And now, like I was going to mention about balancing roles because being a woman, being a mother, being a wife, and now you have a profession that you need to keep up with, and now you are in school. Like, how was
Mm-hmm.
it for you, and how did you even did you manage to like find your own time to like a me time and say this is my Amina time, or how did you manage to balance the roles even now as a career woman and a wife and a mother as well?
It is not that easy. Well, that's all I can say. It's not easy to
Mhm.
try and balance being a mother at the same time being a psychiatrist, at the same time being a role model for your children. So it was something, it is still up to now. It is very challenging, though I am really trying my best. And I
Mhm.
am happy with the support that I am getting. At least people
Yeah.
are embracing mental health and psychiatry
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
am even getting satisfied when I see my clients getting better. When I
Yes.
see people who are brought from the streets and they come, they are talking their own language, but after some time they come, they talk you sense into you. I'm so
Mhm.
happy. Yeah.
That's very rewarding. That's very fulfilling as a career person because like you want to see your clients getting better and better every day. And I know it's been a rocky journey, challenging and all that, but you have your highlights moment. Share with us like what has been your highlight in this whole journey?
Okay. What I can say is I have, okay, I am the only girl in a family of
Mhm.
three siblings, two boys and me.
Mhm.
Amongst my two brothers, they've been facing, okay, I can say mental health challenges.
Mhm.
One had, okay, how do I put it? Okay, one got schizophrenia, which is a type of a psychiatry illness, and the
Yeah.
other one got into alcoholism.
Mhm.
So I think they are the main people who motivate me to do more of psychiatry because I feel I need to help them as my own. That's
True.
why I've been really passionate about this psychiatry. And I thank God up to
Mhm.
now, although I am not the one who is managing them, but I am trying to follow closely on what they've been on and what they are supposed to do, how they're supposed to live their life, how people should embrace them, giving them health talks. I thank God they are somewhere else now.
Wow.
Currently, one is out of alcoholism and the
Yeah.
other one is doing stable, is stable as of now.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that. And at least where you are, you can be able even to understand their status better and even support them better. Because sometimes, even as much as we are healthcare workers, if you're not in that, if you're not specialized in that specific, issue or ailment, it is hard or difficult for you to understand. But at least that is helping you to even like look at them and like, okay, I know he's going through this phase, and after this, I know he's going to get better in this way, and so you're able to support them better. So I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. So now the other thing I want to mention is, I mean, our show is all about empowerment. It's all about encouraging young women. I'm not sure. I don't think you're very active on social media, but I know you're very active in your community. So
Yeah.
I would just want you to share with us like how you've been supporting the community or empowering in different ways. And if anyone is probably they are struggling with mental health, anyone struggling with any kind of mental situation, how can they like get in touch with you? How can they get support in their area or in Kilifi, for example?
Okay. First, it is believed that women are weak. And so, and dealing with psychiatric patients, it is believed that you have to be strong, you have to be muscular, such that you can hold them tightly. But I want to tell my fellow women that psychiatry can be done by anyone, and we women, there is nothing we cannot do. If
True.
only we have a passion for it, we
True.
can do it. Because at first I thought I am dwelling into psychiatry. I am tiny. I don't have those big muscles. How
To
am I
hold
going to
someone
handle
who
this
is
patient?
strong. Yes.
But I thank God. When you
Yeah.
have the specialty in you, you know how to handle them, and you
Yeah.
can do better even than men.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is, I am really trying, though I am not so much into social media, but I
Yeah.
am really trying to give health talks, like
Mm-hmm.
in congregations, like in madrasas, weddings,
Mm-hmm.
ceremonies like burials, whereby people ask, okay, Daktari, what have you specialized in? And I told them, that is for crazy people. I tell them, no, it's not for crazy people. There are a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that are in there that can label you to have a mental health issue. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
just about being crazy. So it's
Mm-hmm.
good that we embrace it so that we can even help ourselves.
As I mentioned lightly previously, a lot of like in our community, mental health is only schizophrenia. That's the only type of mental health that people know, unfortunately, and they associate mental health with that and that alone. And also, like as a as an African, you're not supposed to be weak. Like people view like, no, why are you even weak? Because what is depression? Like, what do you mean you're depressed? So like
Mm.
how has that been really like trying to change that notion that it's not only schizophrenic, or it's not only like you're supposed to, as a black person or as an African or as a man, as even as a man, you're not supposed to like struggle with mental health. How has that been like during your health talk and sensitization in the community?
Yes, I have been getting a lot of questions in that
Mm-hmm.
people are telling me, how can someone get depressed? Why? Why can someone get depressed? If you have an issue, so just speak it out. But it is not that easy. There are some things you can be free to speak about, but there's some things you'll feel like, no, I have to keep this for myself. And once you
Yeah.
keep it for yourself, that's when you take yourself down. But once you speak up,
Mm-hmm.
you get help, of which
Mm-hmm.
you might not even be sure if I'm going to be helped here, but at the end of it, you end up
Mm-hmm.
being helped. So it's good
Mm-hmm.
to speak up. It's good if you have any issue to like find someone to talk to. At least you
Yeah.
get some relief or some help.
Yeah.
So especially about depression, people don't
Mm-hmm.
believe that there is depression, not unless they pass through
Mm-hmm.
it. Yes, but while giving the health talks, you see somebody telling, "Okay, I know my neighbor who has this and this and this. Could that be depression?" And I tell them yes, and kindly link them to our facility or the facilities around that offer such services, and they will get help.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank God with the sensitization we've been doing with the use of community health promoters. At,
Mm-hmm.
at least people are trying to embrace mental health a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Even our
And
clinics nowadays are just flooded.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yes.
good to see people coming out because, like, going for counseling, people are like, "Gosh, you're going there." People are just going to be listening to your problems, and they're going
Mm,
to gossip about it. So there's that
yes.
fear as well of like, if I come to you and share,
Mm,
my concerns or my issues,
mm,
then the next thing I'm going to hear it in the market. No, that's
mm,
the thing, and a lot of people are shying away. A lot of people are shying away from going for counseling because of that. So, like,
yeah.
in your clinic, do you what kind of services like are provided in your mental health clinic?
Okay. The services that are provided there are psychiatry, mental health and psychiatry assessment.
Mm-hmm.
We also do for forensic assessments, like when somebody has murdered someone, can be told, okay, go for psychiatric evaluation. Then they're brought to us. We do the assessment.
Yeah.
Then we send a report to the judge who has requested. Some
Mm-hmm.
services like psychological counseling, we also do that. And there
Yeah.
are services like treatment of the mental disorders. When I say
Mm-hmm.
treatment, I mean use of medications or drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And we also do some referrals in
Okay.
case, because our facility does not admit currently. So we do
Yeah.
some referrals for inpatient admission. And
Mm-hmm.
we also do addiction counseling as part of it.
Wow.
Because majority of those who are addicted, some end up either in depression or some end up with psychosis. So
Yeah.
we also do that. Yeah. And
Wow.
we also do outreaches.
Nice.
We go
Nice.
to the community for those who are
Nice.
not able to come to the facility.
Nice. And all this is supported by the county government?
Yes. And
Wow,
some
impressive.
partners too.
Impressive, impressive. I can tell you for sure, I've not been happy with our hospital for so long, for personal reasons, for the services. But hearing such stories that it's the county is supporting all these services in the community and
Mm.
raising awareness is really a turning point for me because I feel it's needed. I feel it should be there, and thank you for being part of that and sensitizing our community for that. So thank you so much, Amina. And just like as a parting shot now, before even I go to the parting shot, what should we expect? What should we expect from Amina in the near future? What should we look out for? What should we
Okay.
be looking out for?
I think you will even call me another time for another interview with another status.
Yes, 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 yes to that 100%.
With
Yes.
another status. I want now to dwell more on child psychology, because I
Good.
feel there is that gap that has not been tackled well for our county. So I want to
Mhm.
at least go into child psychology. Yeah.
Nice, nice, Samina. All the best in that. I have
Thank
your back in
you.
that, and I feel it's unmet need for sure. It is unmet
Yeah.
need. We
Yeah.
overlook. There's a lot of oversight when it comes to child mental health or children's mental health. And as you've mentioned, because I've also worked in HIV clinic for over 10 years. Moving
Mm.
to Canada, I have worked with children mental health, behavioral issues for children, and I have
Yeah.
seen that gap even here in developed world, that there's
Mm.
actually an unmet need when it comes to children's mental health. So I'm really, really happy and excited for you as you embark on that journey. I know you'll make a difference in the community, and I wish you all the very best in that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Thank you. And I'm so proud of you too, my dear, for where you are.
thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you for gracing our channel, really. So I'm going to be hosting you for sure very soon. We'll
Yeah.
be touching base, and I would like even for you to just come and talk about mental health entirely. So really, I'm so happy that you've touched on that, because for me, it means a lot. There's a lot of mental health issues that we need to address in our country for sure, and
Yeah.
even globally, even globally, not only our country. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
parting
Yeah.
shot, what would you advise a young woman out there looking at you, coming to the county government hospital, and they're like, yo, this is the big, unajua huyu daktari mkubwa wa hospitali. They're looking at you, you're going to the community, giving health talks, and they're like, wow, I'm admiring this woman. Maybe one day they will want to be like you. So what would you advise a young woman out there? Just a parting shot.
Okay. What I would say is it is never that easy, but you
Mhm.
can make it. If only you put your whole commitment to it, if you focus and
Yeah,
you are determined, you will
yeah,
achieve it. Like just I am on my way to achieve what I want to achieve more in life.
true,
So
true.
do not give up. Despite challenges, just focus and move on. Yes,
Powerful.
challenges are not here to stay. They come and go.
Yes. They say if
Thank you.
whatever doesn't kill you, makes you stronger.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I love that saying when I'm really trying to push and there's so many rocky challenges and I'm like, Esther, this is not gonna kill you. So it's only sharpening you, a
Yes.
diamond needs to be put through a lot of pressure for it to come out sparkling. So those
Yeah.
are the things that honestly just push me through. And thank you for sharing this word of encouragement, word of inspiring story, even sharing a lot about mental health and stuff. And thank you for the service that you're providing for our community. So
Thank you
until next
too for
time,
hosting me.